गोविंदाय नमो नमः गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमस्ते पुरुषं कार्यं ईश्वरं भक्त्या परं लक्ष्यं सर्वभूतानां अन्तर्बहिरवस्थितं मायाजवनिकाचनं गिरौषजम् अव्ययं न लक्ष्यसे मुदृशा न तु नाट्यधरो यथा कृष्णाय वसुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. And now, my friends, we got cut off there, but we start again. We take Chandanam to God. Om Sri Devanam Devi Chandanam Samarpyami Chandanam Chandanam Samarpyami Chandanam Samarpyami. We welcome them to altar. They are the servants of God, the expansions of God, and they minister unto us too, as we make sacrifice unto them and adore them and worship them. God is not jealous. He has all the power, all the intelligence, and He is Brahman. The Spirit can be everywhere. But these are the servants and the government of the universe who are here to help us. And now we take flowers and offer to God that represent the beauty and wonder and majesty of God Supreme. No scientist can make even one single cell of this flower, but they're jumping like rabbits, saying they own the world, they can control the world with atom bombs. And now they're running like rabbits from the pandemic, saying that this is an unseen force. Well, this unseen force is a force of God, because mankind has threatened the earth with slow death and with fast death. With nuclear weapons, it could wipe out humanity 100 times. And they don't realize that it doesn't occur to them that they can snuff out what God has created. It will take millions of years to bring forward by evolution, that they can snuff out everything. So the hand of God is upon their neck, my friend. Pray for them. We are praying for them to help them. Om Sri Devanam Devi Pushpam Samarpyami. And now we take Om Sri Gandha Samarpyami Sri Devanam Devi Gandha Samarpyami Gandha Samarpyami Narayanaaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. And now we say the Sandhya prayers, in which we are asking God to give us all the necessities of life. Om Ritancha Satyam Javidhata Tapasavadhyaya Jayata Tataratra Jayata Samudurna Om Samudradhar Navadari Sambhavasdharo Jayata Hogatrani Vidadeshvashyami Siddhavasi Om Surya Chandamasaurata Yada Purvam Kalpita Divang Jabridving Shantariksham Dosva Om Udityang Jadavir Sangdevang Vahanti Kedavadi Vishvai Suryam Om Udviyang Tamasa Parashvapasyanto Dharam Devang Devatramadagadani Kang Shakshara Mildasya Varanasya Gane Pradhyava Pradviyan Suryatma Jagadadasya Swaham Chakshar Devahitam Varasaksharam Uchirabashe Mahasharadashadam Sharadashadam Adhina Shama Sharadashadam Vihasya Sharadashadarum Brahmanena Bodha Om Acharya Bhyo Namam Rishi Bhyo Namam Devi Bhyo Namam Vede Bhyo Namam Savsantanam Nam Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Ruksamana Satam Namami Haram Param Om Viryam Asi Viryam Muide Om Balam Asi Balam Muide Om Manurasi Manuram Muide Tejo Asi Tejo Muide Tejo Muide He Savasi Sav Muide Oh God, give me strength, give me determination, resourcefulness, strength of body and mind, and patience, so that we can, with honesty and integrity, foundation of our character, hard work and determination, produce things of quality or work of quality, so that we can quickly, with first class work in our living, and have enough to share and care in charity, keep our body and mind together and save some for retirement, and we can devote our whole life for God Supreme. Narayanaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namah. Mangalam Bhagwan Vishnu, Mangalam Bhagwan Shankar, Mangalam Pundarikaksham, Mangalam Saraswati, Durga Lakshmi Mangalam. And now we bow down to Lord Vishnu, who is in the ocean of milk, and from every pore of his the universe is born, and after trillions of years it disappears into his pore. He has created millions of universes. He is the Lord of infinity. Bow down to him. He is right within your heart. Om Namo Narayanaya Narayanaya. Now we make offering unto God Supreme and His Spirit that pervades the universe is one fragment of Himself. Om Brahmarpanam Brahmaveda Brahmagnao Brahmanautam Brahmaivatena Gandhavyam Brahma Karma Samadhana. Om Sri Krishnaya Tatsat, Sri Krishnaya Tatsat, Sri Krishnaya Tatsat. And now we do arati, my friend, with lights, weaving lights before the Lord of glory. भक्ति के दल हिंदोल मधुर नाम बोल बोल चरण छेन वार मिठवार तारो राधा गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेव महेश्वरा गुरुदेवा पार ब्रह्म तस्मै लल्ला को चरण पकारो लल्ली को वचन मन गुल मुक्ति के सजाओ मैं तो आरती उतारो राधा श्याम गिरे। मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम भगवान शंकर मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षम मंगलम सरस्वती दुर्गा लक्ष्मी मंगलम मंगलम। And now we give you a chance to do arati with us with your light and with your deities. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Ho Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakta Jano ke Sangata Jana में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे बल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का सुख संपरि घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का। जय जगदीश हरे पाप हम पाप करवा हम पापात्मा पाप संभवा त्राहि मां पुंडरीकाक्षं सर्वपापहरो हरे। मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यत्पूजितं मया देवं परिपूर्णं तदस्मै ओं गुरुकृपाहि केवलाहो केवलाहो। नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय। ओम नमो भगवते तुभ्यं वासुदेवाय धीमहि Vajimanyaya Nirodhaya Namah Sankarishanaaya Cha. And now, my friend, we are going to sing. Blow the song and make a joyful noise unto the mighty God of the universe. Everything in the universe is vibrating. The Lord from vibration controls everything. Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namo. Glory to God Supreme, the Master of the Universe, the Creator, Maintainer, Destroyer, Recycler. the Lord Mahakal, time that brings everything into being, maintains everything, destroys everything. To that Almighty God we are bowing down and making our salutation. Narayanaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namo. And now we sing just a little tune. Om Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Padida Pavana Sitaram. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Padida Pavana Sitaram. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Padida Pavana Sitaram. वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, श्री राधा रानी की जय, श्री कृष्ण भगवान महाराज कृष्णा की जय, गाँव शिलपुथी रामचंद्र की जय, सीताराम की जय, लक्ष्मी नारायण दत्त, श्री गणेशाय नमो नम, श्री हनुमते नमो नम, सब संतन सब देवताय ऋषि मुनि साधु जन भक्तजन नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। So this is the end of Sandhya Puja, and we just want to tell you that this Sandhya Puja, all these ceremonies is called Satsang. Satsang means coming together to know the truth about God, to sing about Him, to worship Him, to read about Him, to learn about Him, and to surrender unto the mighty God within your heart. He is not far away, He is right nearer to you than your nose and your tongue and your lip. Find Him and find peace, my friend. You are divine, act divine, and find the divine in you. But we are doing this for 1 year and over 2 months, and by May 30th we will be 1000 satsang. So we want to celebrate with that. We want 1 million people to be doing this puja. So if you haven't learned how to do the prayers, how to do the sandhya, how to do the havan, how to read the Bhagavad Gita, how to play a little tune, then now is the time, the last chance, the last stretch, so that we can pray to save this earth from the ravages of demonic minds who have thought that this earth belongs to them, this precious gift. They go off with a poof, and they are born with a cry, but they think this earth belongs to them. This earth doesn't belong to anybody but God, my friend. And we are just like the children and ants of God upon the earth. Bolo Vrindavan Vihari Lal Ki Jai. So with humility, my friend, we go and read the great Bhagavad Gita. We have to finish the last verse, which says, Yat Yogeshwaraha Krishno Yat Partho Dhanudhara Tat Sirvijayo Bhutir Dhruvanitir Matirmam. Wherever there is Krishna, Lord of Yoga, wherever his devotee Arjun, the great bowman and the sinless man, there shall certainly be victory, opulence, extraordinary power, and righteousness. So this is the aim of life, victory, opulence, extraordinary power like Arjun, and wealth and righteousness. So wealth and power is not against God. It's when you use wealth and power for personal gain, wealth and power for suppressing other people, for dominating other people, for colonialism and slavery, and for exploitation and keeping them poor on hand to mouth from paycheck to paycheck, that is sin, my friend. And the world is full of it. And the hand of God is upon the neck of humanity. Let them relent. So again this beautiful verse says, Yogeshwara Krishna Yatapatho Dhanudhara Sirvijaya Bhutir Vani Tirmatiram Vani Tirmatiram. Wherever there is Krishna, Lord of Yoga, wherever there is God Supreme, and his devotee Arjun, the master of arms, the accumulator of wealth, and sinless Arjun, there shall certainly be victory, opulence, extraordinary power and righteousness. That is the opinion of Sanjay, who is servant of the Lion King. Narayanaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Govindaya Namo Namaha. So this is the last verse of Bhagavad Gita. And the verse that comes before that, it says, Tacha Sangsrutya Rupamatyadabhudam Bhutam Haraya Vikshmayo me Maharajan Vikshyami Japuna Puna. And when Sanjay, the servant of the Divine King, remembers the glorious universal form of God, Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaveda Yuga Padutita Yadi Bhasadrishi Sasyan Bhasasya Mahatmanaha. If 1,000 suns should suddenly rise up in the sky, that will resemble the glory of God, my friend. So this is what Sanjay is remembering, Rajan, Sangsmritya. And when I remember this glorious form of God, my heart leaps for joy. When did your heart leap for joy for God, my friend? Vrindavan Vihari Lal Ki Jai. So we're going to restart the Bhagavad Gita. This is the 12th time. And the Bhagavad Gita is a song of God Supreme. Not a prophet, not a priest, not an emperor, not a headman, not somebody who thinks they know who God is. This Bhagavad Gita is coming from God Supreme, the Master of the Universe, the Creator, Maintainer, Destroyer, Recycler, the Lord who is in every heart, in the heart of the elephant as well as in the heart of the ant. Nothing can live, you can wink or blink or think without God. As soon as you pull the plug like in the TV, you drop down dead like a stone. Think about it, my friend. You think you're something. You are something, yes, your soul, but you are oblivious of that. You think you're this body. And that's why you go from life to life, from death to death, stumbling along like a stone going down the hill. Bolo Vrindavan Vihari Lal Ki Jai. So the word Bhagavat means the one, Vat means the one, and Bhag means the one with 6 opulences. Aishavarasya samagrasya viryasya yashasasriya jnana vairagayo shaiva chinabhagayatinga. So the Lord has 6 qualities that no one else has, no other God has. He's the most beautiful. He's the most powerful. He's the most rich. He's the most famous. He's most wise. And he's independent. He doesn't depend upon anybody at all. That is your God. That is the God we are talking about in the Bhagavad Gita. And Gita means song. This Gita is written perfect Sanskrit poetry. That's why we can play it in music. That's why we can sing it. And makes it easier to remember because it is written in music. That's why it's called a song of God. Gita is a song of God. So this God is not a tribal God. This God is not a human. He doesn't have human qualities. He doesn't have revenge and jealousy and envy and afraid of other gods. No, sir. He has all the power and all the wisdom and all the intelligence and all the know-how. And he can be in any place at any time within seconds. And so when Draupadi was in trouble and she called upon God, immediately he came and he gave her enough sari to make a mountain. And the brother of Duryodhana fell down, fatigue, he couldn't remove the sari from her body to make her shame. That is the power of God, my friend, and that power of God is also when Hiranyakashipu, the great demon, asked his devotee son, "Where is your God?" He said, "Your God, my God is everywhere, my father." He says, "Is he in this big column of concrete and marble?" He said, "Yes, he is right in that column." And Hiranyakashipu took his sword, and he was so strong, he broke the whole column. And God appears as half man and half lion and tear the guts out of Hiranyakashipu, who had persecuted his son, drop him from a mountain, and he didn't die. Tried to burn him with Holika, his sister. Tried to burn him in the fire, and he didn't burn. Threw serpents upon him and poisonous snakes, and they wouldn't touch him. Such is the glory of God, my friend. So this Bhagavad Gita is talking about that God and talking about that devotee of God. His name is Arjun. He's right between two armies. Imagine the moment. He's between two armies. And he's refusing to fight, and the Lord is teaching him that your duty is paramount to Arjun. And he's refusing to fight. That's why we have the Bhagavad Gita, that you are an immortal soul. Never the spirit was born, the spirit shall cease to be. Never, never was time, it was not. End and beginning are dreams, birthless and deathless and chainless. Remaineth the soul forever. Death had not touched it at all. Dead to the house of its seams, you may seem this body is dead, but the soul is not. It's like electricity. You pull the plug and the fridge is dead. It doesn't function anymore. That's how the soul is the electricity of the body. But this electricity belongs to God. And this Arjun, he is a prince, but he has done everything to be perfect. He has taken the talent that God has given him, and he is Sabyasachi. He practices in the night when the moon is out in order to become a great warrior shooting in the dark to find the target. So this is what is excellence and quality in whatever you do must be excellence and quality. And he's called Mahabaho, mighty arm. He's called Parantapa, great distinguished of his tribe, the highest in his tribe. He's called Mayanagha. He is sinless. He wouldn't tell a lie and he wouldn't do a wrong thing. Such is a devotee of God. And he is called Dhananjaya. He accumulated wealth. He not go begging all about for a donation. No, sir. Go and work and get your living. Create things of quality and excellence, and you will become rich and prosperous. God has given you everything for that. Whether you're a sweeper or a magistrate, you must do your duty perfectly and be distinguished like a lotus. So this is what the Bhagavad Gita is about God supreme, one God without a second, and about his devotee who is sinless, who accumulates wealth, who does his duty perfectly, who is incomparable in his strength and his courage, and who is considered reverently by all his countrymen. So this is the model for humanity. Not like India, that for 1,000 years allowed all the foreigners to come and trample upon them. You have to have warriors, my friend. You have to have fighting men who will defend your liberty and security and prosperity and your culture. And so in Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana and Mauritius, and they're running like rabbits in Guyana, my friend. Why? Because they wouldn't go into the armed forces. They wouldn't go and distinguish themselves as a warrior, so the other people dominate them. Bolo Vrindavan Vihari Lal Ki Jai. So this is your duty. This Bhagavad Gita is an object lesson. It's a lesson for this life, not only for the afterlife, but for this present life. The fools who only thinking about afterlife, they want to go to heaven. They are bhogis. Become a yogi, my friend. Yogi Bhavarjan. Rise up above selfish love, me, mine, and find the Lord of glory in your heart. So this is what Bhagavad Gita is about. So yet dharma Kurukshetre samavetaye utsamaha mamakahacham pandavakshaiva kimakurvata sanjaya. So that's the first verse. In this holy field, battlefield, Kurukshetra, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? Desirous to fight. So this is the whole predicament of human society. Me, mine. What did my sons do? How much money I have? What am I going to get? How am I going to cheat this guy? How am I going to rob this guy? How am I going to capture this lady? That is what the dog life and the hog life is. So you are going down to hell, my friend, and God himself as the judge will see your whole life like a movie, and you'll go and live in hell if you do forget your duty to God Supreme. The sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, all the physics and chemistry and biology is about the wonder and glory and mastery of God Supreme. And we forget about that because we only think of one did my sons, and what is it in this for me? And when I go to this dance, what am I going to do? And when I'm going to eat all this food and get fat and get heart disease and stroke and cancer. That is all we are like. Rise up, my friend, and find the Lord of glory. Vivikta Sevi Laghvasi Yatavaka Kaya Manasaha. This is physical discipline, personal discipline. Do not eat too much. Do not sleep too much. Be moderate in what you do, but do your duty perfectly. Dhyana Yoga Paro Nityam. Always be remembering God wherever you are. The leaf, the flower, the fruit, the sky, the water, the wind, everything should remind you of the power of God. And so you remember Him. So this Bhagavad Gita is about this blind king, only interested in his son and his 100 sons, and now in this battlefield, what will be the outcome? So this is the dog is fighting, and the same thing he want to know whether I'm going to beat the other dog or not. Or the same thing with the pig. And the same thing with the bird, they fighting one another. So rise up above animal life. You are divine. God is in you. Act divine and find the divine in you. Bolo Vrindavan Vihari Lal Ki Jai. Let us meditate on that God who is the object of the Bhagavad Gita. Beautiful, powerful, rich, famous, intelligent, wise. He has lotus hands and lotus eyes and lotus mouth and lotus feet. Bow down to Him and beg Him to elevate your consciousness to that of God consciousness, my friend. Sarve Shangmangalam Vyata Sarve Shantu Niramaya Sarve Bhadra Antu Makashedagavaga Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let there be peace in the sky, in the heavens, in the earth, in the waters. Let there be peace everywhere among the angels, archangels, humans and animals and plants. Let peace reign in those who like me and do not like me. Let peace reign everywhere. Namaste, Vande. Sitaram, Radhe, Shyam, Govind, 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 Salam, peace.